DoggieDiamondsTV.com.
As I was traveling on the move, every store, every paper that I could get it from, because I want to know this some Steve Coker shit up here anyway. I'm just saying, this is how Steve be rolling. but this is check, right? This is how you gotta do it. And then what you gotta do, I'm writing all over mine, you gotta connect the dots, like Steve said. Then you know who's working with who, and you know who not to talk to. Are you following me? Shame on these bastards at Black Atlanta Star. You don't know them? When asked to take the picture down and call Griff so you can get a story from Griff before you put that picture up, they declined and said, no, we're leaving the picture up.
How much they got paid?
Atlanta Black Star. Google them. They put the major information out there on these black news stories. Had me on the front page, and then they put it on the front page of Yahoo and some other kind of news feeds. But I need to ask y'all, what do you think they were doing? They were seeding people. The subconscious mind. That picture will stay in the subconscious mind. So when they go to make their move on me, they say, oh yeah, he was the one that knew the shooter. Griff probably trained him. You understand? Then they go dig up one of my old Kasuga karate students and question him who I ain't seen in 20 years. You understand what I'm saying? End up getting something stupid and foolish like, yeah, he owe me $3. They ain't telling everything. Are you following me? Just like that other situation in California, you know what I'm talking about. To come out from under that $900,000 you owe, you gonna run your mouth, and I know you are. So y'all can expect that coming down the pipe. Come on, call them in, make them the deal, say, listen, we're gonna wipe away this $900,000. You spent 2 years with the man. Talk to us. You understand what I'm saying? That's how they work. And let's just be real. And you angry as hell, probably gonna tell them everything. But I didn't tell your ass everything. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you gotta do it. Plain and simple. Anyway, I want to open it up for some questions because I really need for the people to hear from the people. And I do want to hear from Ron, Pam, and Professor Smalls is on his way. So,
Griff, don't forget to talk about how you can't even identify the body and know if it really was him or not because they blew the body up. And that's the first time I ever heard they send a bomb to blow it up with all these mass shootings that happen.
But I think the people need to hear that from the people because remember me saying, and I'm not being hypocritical about this, I kind of like had to process it all. So as I'm moving, and I'm putting it together as I'm moving, and if y'all know that's difficult to do while you're trying to watch your own back. You understand what I'm saying? To the people in, where was it at? I think I was coming out of Tennessee that pulled my coat at the lecture and told me to make sure and be careful how I travel back through the airport. And, you know, people tell me stuff like that all the time. I didn't pay any attention to it until I got back to the hotel room and I'm, bringing my energy back down and I'm relaxing, preparing to go to rest. And I thought about this gentleman in my ear. And something told me to search my luggage. And sure enough, they had some weed in my luggage. Now, anybody in this room that know me know I don't smoke weed. Never did. I don't drink. I never smoked. You understand what I'm saying? I don't deal with fat white women, so can't put that kind of stuff on me. Alright? Any resemblance to anybody in there, that's your thing. That ain't mine. I'm just saying. But sure enough, you understand what I'm saying? I ended up making a midnight trip to Walmart to get me some new luggage. Alright? That's how the people work. So here I am going to the airport the next day, knowing that I got new luggage. And I'm watching the dogs, the luggage sniffing dogs and all of them. And sure enough, they came right to me. And I'm like, good, I got you. Ain't no problem. That's how they work. And just for the people out there that with the advice that you constantly give me, I really truly appreciate it. And I do listen to every single one of y'all. All right? And I really, truly thank everyone that has called me, everyone that offered for me to just kind of like just chill out for a minute, just come in, nobody will know you're here. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody that gave me a good word, said positive energy. Everyone from the elders to just some people I've never even met. All right? And I truly, really appreciate that. And this is how we're supposed to come together for one of our own. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. So I think it's best that someone in the audience, even as I'm speaking right now, I haven't fully processed it. I read it, I watched the news, but I need to get back among the people to get the real information. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not one of them kind of dudes that read an article and read a story and then go through the lecture. That ain't me. Because somebody might stand up in a lecture and ask me about it. I gotta have my facts straight, right or wrong. So I can't sit here like, I know the whole story. I don't. I was piecing it together. All right? It wasn't until I hit New York and talked to Ron and a few other people that I started getting this information. And Ron is one of them kind of brothers. He said, there's only so much we can say over the phone. That's right. So when we got together in the car, that's when we really talked. You follow what I'm saying? So that question I probably have to get from yours. So anybody have any questions? Yes, sir.
I see that a lot of stuff is going on at the same time. You got Black Lives Matter, going on. They got your situation that you're going through, and they're really, really pushing to get rid of these guns. And then at the same time, you got people like, I feel like there's a lot of antagonism because like they're killing our babies in front of us, and they making a very, very big point to show it to you. They're making sure that you see it. They make sure it don't go unnoticed. Mm-hmm. So, do you think that they trying to push like a race war, or because I see that certain people that they just trying to draw out, you know what I'm saying? So do you think that they trying to start a race war, or they trying to get the certain leaders out and find out exactly who the leaders are so they can start taking them out?
Well, I think if Pam Africa was up here, she would tell you, and I'm gonna say this in my Pam Africa voice, the race war's already started.
That's right.
So started, no, it's already been on. It's just that we haven't put an infrastructure together to be able to organize and mobilize, as Kwame Ture taught us, to fight back, in a real kind of way. That doesn't necessarily mean guns and physical fighting like all the time.
Right.
We need to call our healers.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? If Professor Smalls was here, he would tell you we need to call on those brothers and sisters that still practice the voodoo. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
We need to call on the brothers and sisters that's already with us to protect us. You understand what I'm saying? There was a question over here. Yes, Isaac Hayes. Yeah.
I can't sing. Sorry. But in all seriousness, I do have a question. Now, the brother who committed this act was obviously killed, so we'll never know.
Can we say allegedly?
Allegedly.
That's what they saying.
Yes, allegedly.
You understand what I'm saying?
True. Allegedly committed this act. We'll never know his version from this point going forward. But could I present a hypothesis of two possible roles he could have played? Possibly, yes. The Manchurian candidate, harder than, agent, da-da-da. And we should address it as that. Now, let's say he was the other hypothesis. A brother from the conscious community that took in this information, that felt the oppression of his people, that felt the brutalization, and that took upon himself to say, hey, like a Nat Turner, and like many others, he said they only understand and respect violence. And he took it upon himself to commit an act of violence. Now, is it our role, if that is his particular act, should we distance ourselves? Or was he not doing what at some point we may have to consider? And I know that's a very delicate thing.
It's a delicate thing to kind of wrestle with, and I understand it.
About publicly.
But when you say distance yourself, you see, that's what they was accusing me of. Brothers were saying, I really knew this brother, but since this went down, I'm distancing myself. I don't know the brother.
Right.
And that's just real.
Okay.
So I met him one day, I had a brief conversation with him, took a picture, and that was it.
And that's actually factual. But I think some people are even staying neutral about, I have no statement about him, I don't know him, but there are many of us with that anger. Is there something else that could have been added?
But you know something, I think that's why they put the picture out without my name in the article, simply because they want people to think that if he's thinking what you just said, then Professor Griff has to be thinking that. And everyone that listens to me have to be thinking that same kind of thought. And that thought being, I'm sick and tired of white people killing black people. One day, somebody gonna snap. And fuck it, why not it just be me? This is what people are thinking that this brother thought. And then I put the thought in his head. You understand what I'm saying? If that was the case, I'm 55 years old, if that was the case at the peak of Public Enemy, my thinking, and answer that question directly, even if it was, there's a way that I move. I'm not putting my stuff on Front Street like that. Plain and simple. And I think I know enough that you're not going to hit my ass up on the second floor somewhere in a fucking parking garage. I mean, if I got to go out like Latifah and set it off, then that's how it has to be. But come on, man. I'm waiting for you to blow me up with C4 at the end of a robot's arm? Come on, man. You understand? Unless they turn the switch off, they turned the switch off when you ran out of bullets. Because they said he had these maneuvers, these combat maneuvers that he had to be specially trained for, like special ops. Now there's some brothers in the military out there that have been in special ops. You shoot, you move. Do you understand what I'm saying? How you don't corner a man like that?
Right. And just last
that's how they trained.
And I know there are other questions. So historically, going back in history, so was Nat Turner's action foolish, foolhardy? Should he be someone that we should not look at as taking an action and woke us up and said, hey, these people have to be respected. We cannot continue to oppress them. Historically, how should we look at it in that term?
Some people would hear that and struggle with their Negro-ness. That Negro will really, and that ego and that relationship will get in the way while trying to process that thought, bro. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying the brother's act was pure emotional. They trained him, though.
Right.
We don't have those facilities to train him to use the kind of weapons that they claim that this man had in his house. Come on. My bad, that dude had a white stepmom. I'm not going to give you the Dick Gregory version of it, but
Griff, I want you to know that your name was in the Sunday's paper, though. They had your name in the Sunday's paper under his picture.
But the beautiful thing is, my name is Kavan Shaw. They had Richard Griffin. That's fine.
Right.
That's cool. Right. Now, but they looking for that dude, and they looking for me. I'm good. I ain't been that dude in a minute. Yes. Let me take this brother in the white shirt and bring it right back to you, sis.
All right. Thanks, first of all, for the presentation. I'm from the Black Star News, and we have no connection to Atlanta Black Star.
Thank you.
I also have some sisters and brothers from Guerrilla Journalism. That's the workshop we do.
Okay. Thank you.
I just want to make a quick comment, and then I'd like you to react to it. I don't know how many of you are following what's in the news closely and making the connections. One of the first articles in the New York Times said the alleged shooter had a fascination for the red, black, and green flag. How many people caught that? Look at this place over here. Look at the sister wearing that cap. So you know what they're doing by an article like that? You're now becoming a legitimate target to some crazy cop. So read these connections carefully. That's the one article. A second article said Black Lives Matter was making some good gains until the sniper came. All right. So all this is because of Black Lives Matter. Donald Trump, for example, had nothing to do with the toxic racist atmosphere that we have in the country right now. All right, and then finally, I just
Whoa, hold on. That's just, he had nothing to do with what?
They're saying.
Thank you, God damn. I must not be paying attention. Because if that motherfucker win, please save me and sing on that shit back to fucking Africa if he was.
They're saying Black lives is responsible, but not Donald Trump. That's what I meant. And then finally,
they're saying that.
They're saying
right. The people that wrote that.
Okay,
right.
I got you.
So, brother, Alton Sterling, Castile, Michael Brown, Tamir Rice. Their name goes on. Sandra Bland. What advice do you have for young brothers and sisters right now who are really getting the boot on the neck? What advice do you have? How can they really save themselves?
You know, my consciousness in that revolutionary kind of way and how I process strategy and the filter, the revolutionary filter that's set up, that I filter things through, was helped, shaped, and molded by this woman right here sitting in front of me, Pam Africa, and her experience. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then when I got sisters like Mama Kosovo and other people from Philly, you understand what I'm saying, surrounding me and giving me that instruction mainly coming from women, They taught me there's certain things that you can say at the press conference. But the things I need to say to them, I need to say to them in a room with no cameras rolling. Because young people are out in the street and they have that energy, but some of the moves that they're making, they need some guidance with it, for real. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just real, you see. Now that's one of those things that they're gonna get that sound bite. You're like, see, Griff is secretly training these people, man. Come on, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? And that's very real. We'll get right back to you, bro. Let me take the elder right here.
I just wanted to make, let's say something. What I have seen, they have been insulting black Africans for so much, so long. I mean, how can, here's a guy that shot 9 people in a church. They know he got a gun. Lock him up, don't get him shot, don't shoot him, don't do anything to him. Take him to Burger King before he goes to jail. How is those police still on the force? I have never heard nobody say anything about those individuals, period. As long as we accept that, you know what I mean, they're going to still continue to insult us.
Well, you're talking about a system of racism and white supremacy that's going to protect their own.
That's right.
And that's a very real dynamic. Her than you, bro.
Paying very close attention to what was going on after I heard the alleged charges they had thrown up on you. I started doing a lot of research. And for the first time, I heard, we've been talking about it a lot, the fusion centers. I don't know who all heard that, but within the contents of all this going on, the fusion center was mentioned as if that was their new headquarters. But for those of us that know about the fusion center, I'm very alarmed. We have movement across this world with youth organizing against oppression. You are a vessel, that's right, to uplift, that has uplifted generations. And so when I heard that with you, I said, no way. How they tie in the fusion centers and Griffin, locking up our people with their central headquarters. Right. All of this ran across my mind that they are aware. We're looking at the movement that is going here in the United States, but they're moving all over the world. Right. Liberia's moving, Nigeria, Tanzania. The youth are moving. And so there's a message being sent. And so I just wanted to say that because when I keep telling people, watch with these fusion centers. They're houses, they're the new prisons, the new isolated homes for many Africans.
Right.
So I just wanted to say that.
George Soros' money moving that.
That's right. That's right.
So he who pays the piper normally calls the tune.
Exactly.
So you may see some black faces on CNN and some other stuff happening, but come on, stop that, man. You all everybody in this room, I mean, we conscious. You know they'll pay both sides. Pay is called paid opposition.
And just to add, in closing, what you said, it made me, I have to say, the red, black, and green is very, very highly flown over the last several years. RBG Fridays, they started out, from my knowledge, highly infiltrated with youth. And suddenly they're no longer RBG Fridays supporting UNIA. They've taken the aim off of UNIA. They're in the streets, and Black Lives Matter tie RBG Fridays in with them. So we got to be very careful. You spoke about the brother that got the money in private place.
Right. That's that George Soros stuff. But let me say this, the red, black, and green thing with him taking his blood and writing RB and leaving out the G, and that's some psychological stuff. Because if you see the picture of me and the brother, I got Africa right here, which is red, black, and green on the picture. These people know what they're doing. We have to be smart enough to know what they're doing. Let's not fall for that stuff. Yes, sir.
What's up? This is Doggie Diamonds from Doggie Diamonds TV. What's up? I just wanted to...
Let's give that brother a round of applause.
I just wanted you to give a message to the youth out there. They are angry, but they typing crazy. Listen, they typing crazy as hell on the internet. They talk about it. I'm glad we ready to go shoot up precincts. Would you tell them that it's real and they will come knock on your door for typing that madness?
Well, that's what I try to tell the brothers that blasted me on this little YouTube thing that they did about me. And the question I just answered that the brother asked, there's certain things, see, with young people, and King Simon will tell you this, with young people, you got to show them. You can't do a whole bunch of talking. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're tired of people talking. Mommy talking, the teachers talking, the preacher talking, everybody else running their mouth. And young people are tired of it. This is how come when stuff go down, young people take to the street. You understand what I'm saying? But just to let you know, brother, I got to come in the street with young people and show them how this thing is done. But we're not going to do nothing foolish now. You understand what I'm saying? If they don't have to learn to take orders and move when we say move because we know how to move, there ain't no sense of me being out there with them. You understand what I'm saying?
And the other thing I wanted to say, could we definitively distance ourselves from Black Lives Matter because that has nothing to do with us? Can you publicly do that?
Can I publicly put it the way I need to put it?
Yes, we need you to.
I wouldn't distance myself from Black Lives Matter.
No, look. What I want you to do is the hashtag Black Lives Matter. We all agree with that.
No,
but the organization.
I don't think we all agree with that.
I agree with it. I think we matter. But I'm talking about the organization. We have nothing to do with that.
But understand this, even if we don't, brother, we have to be able to understand military science on an urban street level. We have to be able to play ghetto chess and checkers at the same time. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to say this, and this is one of those kind of things I would really say behind closed doors. You know, if this is the Black Lives Matter movement and they making gains and they doing their thing, and I know and understand that George Soros is paying these people, which is paying opposition and funding Black Lives Matter, all right? Why can't we maneuver and manipulate both of them to get what we need to get out of the situation? What's wrong with that? See, we have to be able to use military strategy. That's how they work, right or wrong. They don't mind pitting Sonetta against Rich, and Rich against this one, and Hebrews against RPG, and this one against that one, Nation of Islam against that one. That's what they've always done, right or wrong. But we have to be able to look at those, thank you. We have to be able to use military strategy, all right, to set our agenda. See, first of all, we have to have a damn agenda. And set our agenda in motion. Do you understand what I'm saying? Why can't we talk to some of them? Let me tell you something. Some of them sisters that's in Black Lives Matter, they still wear red, black, and green. Why can't we talk to a few of them, take a couple of them dollars, pay us through the back door so we can train some of them young brothers that you're talking about? What's wrong with that? See how the room got quiet? Y'all don't want to really do no real training. The power's going to fall back on Griff and King Simon. And when something go down, when my ass get arrested, y'all going to nowhere to be found. So you're going to hold up that same damn placard, free Professor Griff, outside the fucking prison. No, you know, I got
We was taught to infiltrate. That's what the
exactly. But you see, that's the art of war, but we can't say that on film. You understand what I'm saying? We can't tell a cracker everything, because everybody in there ain't with us. Fuck. No, let's say that again. Everybody in here ain't with us. No, let's say that one more goddamn time. Everybody in here is not with us. Plan, I say it at every lecture. It's that motherfucker with the biggest mouth. He got the goddamn hair twisted, the red, black, and green on. When you say throw the black pound fist, he throw two of them and shit. He got the kidney cloth thong on and the red, black, and green cowboy boots and shit. You understand what I'm saying? That's him. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You're related to some dude like that. Anyway, we have to be real about this, and there's certain things, brother, and I respect your question as I respect yours. There's certain things we can say in front of these cameras, and there's some things, man, we just need to set in motion, man. How many people seen the spook who sat by the door? Yes. Precisely my goddamn point. Anybody, who's next? Yes, sir.
Hey, thank you for watching. Don't leave without subscribing. Hit that subscribe button. Peace.